And it's amazing to see what a public agency working in the benefit of the public can do compared to a for-profit private corporation who's just looking at their bottom line and their shareholders' benefit. There's no comparison. This is one place where you don't want private ownership of water. Well, the Pure Water Monterey project starts producing the water in November. I think they said November 20th. And then the expansion has been in the process, the environmental review process. But right now what's happening is Cal-Am is refusing to sign a water purchase agreement for the expansion, which is another 2,250 acre feet. So literally Cal-Am is holding the expansion hostage. So if Cal-Am can be stopped from doing the desal, they will have to buy the water from the expansion. We're talking to the Coastal Commission and making sure that they understand what our community's attitude is toward this and what is at risk here and what we're going to have to pay. Because typically, this whole process has gone on without any of the ratepayers' input. We're the ones that have to pay for this $1.2 billion boondoggle. I mean, it is iconic. It is the $1 billion boondoggle. It's amazing. And no one's been asking the ratepayers, like, wait, do you want this project? Do you want this on your bills? We want to see if we can stop it at the Coastal Commission, and that really is our last chance to stop it. Other than court cases, which I'm sure would ensue if we can't stop it at the Coastal Commission. But for the public, this is the time to weigh in, to write to the Coastal Commission, to show up at the Coastal Commission meeting on November 14th in Half Moon. It's in Half Moon Bay. It's about it's a bit of a drive, but we are going to take buses up there, so if you want to go and you want to get on a bus with us, just go to the website publicwaternow.org and we don't need this desal plant. It's clear that if anyone looked at the facts, the expansion of Pure Water Monterey will give us enough water for 40 to 50 years of development and growth, and at a fraction of the economic and environmental costs.
So what's everybody doing out here out front, rallying for? What's going on?
Even the trucks are celebrating. We're celebrating Pure Water Monterey. It's such an amazing project. I mean, it's come so close to actually solving our water supply problem. Just a little more with the expansion will completely solve our water supply problem, and we won't need the desal. So we're just so grateful to these guys for doing this. I mean, quietly behind the scenes, while Cal-Am is saying, we're going to build this and we're going to build that, these guys are just doing it. And now it's done. And so for the people that think that public agencies can't manage water, I think this is a great example of the fact that they manage it much better than a private corporation. I think this whole community just needs to come together and say no to Cal-Am's desal and yes to the expansion of Pure Water.
Oh, good job, you folks. Kidding me?
Cal-Am, go away, Pure Water Monterey. 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 Right, the same wrong.
Love it, I love it.
Hey now.
Monterey.
playing anymore?
There he goes.
Excuse me, who's Melodie? Melodie? Melodie?
She's the communications director. So I want to, let's see. Hey, Wes.
Hey, good morning.
Good morning.
Okay,
Melodie
so
Chrislock, director of public water now.
what's happening today, Melodie?
We're doing a big rally here in support of the Pure Water Monterey project because this project is so much in the public interest. It's a wonderful project. It's been 5 years in the planning. It was planned by our public agencies. It's a great example of what public agencies can do compared to a private corporation like Cal-Am.
So enlighten me, what's going to happen today?
Today is the ribbon cutting ceremony. They're going to be able to give us 3,500 acre-feet of water starting in November. That's more than a third of the water the peninsula uses right now. So this has gone a long way to solving our water supply shortage. And if they were to expand this project, we would not need Cal-Am's expensive desal plant. And that's one of our big issues. That desal plant, excuse me, that desal plant will cost us $1.2 billion. Over 30 years. That's with financing, operation, and maintenance. This project, if it were to be expanded, would be $190 million.
So your alternative is just to expand what is going to...
Expand the Pure Water Monterey project, and that's what we should do as a community.
You can tell me a little bit, I know it's complicated, about the expansion of the project. What does it entitle? What is it? How is it?
The expansion of the project is pretty simple because it's being built, it's completed now. It'll be delivering water right in...
You're telling me about the expansion of the project. What is it?
So right now, the Pure Water Monterey project it's a recycled water project. It takes all of our wastewater and purifies it to an amazing extent. And when you taste the purified water, you actually would think that you're drinking mountain spring water. It's so good. It's better than bottled water.
How much does it cost?
Well, it will cost us $2,000 an acre foot. Compared to Cal-Am's desal water would cost us $6,000 to $8,000 an acre foot.
And in total will be less than $1 million? Less than $1 billion?
Oh,
total of the project?
So Cal-Am's desal financed over 30 years with operations and maintenance would cost $1.2 billion. The expansion of this project expansion, all right.
Yeah.
The expansion of this project would be 190 million. So it's like CalAmp's project is 6 times more for water we don't need, because you can see on this, I copied this for you. This little chart from the Water Management District shows what's happened in the last 20 years. Our demand for water has dropped so far that CalAmp is like now wanting to give us water at this level.
Oh,
we don't need it. And if people think, oh, that's fine, we'll just have more water. It's not fine, because more water costs a fortune. You only want the water you need for growth, and not growth 300 years from now, growth 20 years. So this project can give us the water expanding. The Pure Water Monterey project can give us the water we need for growth for 40 to 50 years. The other big environmental problem with CalAmp's desal plant is it draws 16,000 acre-feet out of the Salinas Valley groundwater basin, which is already overdrafted and threatens Marina's water supply. And this is completely unfair. It's an environmental justice issue. And it just goes to show, I mean, first CalAmp overdrafts the Carmel River, then they overdraft the Seaside Basin. Now they're going after Marina's groundwater.
Adán Scow, S-C-O-W. Adán.
S-C-O-W, Scow. Bueno, cuéntame por qué están aquí afuera.
Estamos aquí para celebrar este proyecto de Pure Water Monterey. Queremos aumentar este proyecto porque es la solución del problema de agua aquí. No necesitamos un desalination plant, es bastante caro. Esta es la solución para el ambiente y es más económico.
Ok, cuéntame por qué este proyecto, ¿de qué se trata este proyecto de expansión?
Es una solución económica para que va a limpiar nuestra agua sucia. Podemos reusar este agua. No necesitamos más agua de la bahía, es tanto caro, es peor para el ambiente. Este es más económico y ahora este día es un buen día porque es ¿cómo se dice? Vamos a empezar a usar esta agua y hoy estamos diciendo que necesitamos más de esta agua.
Pero what's happening today? So it's the inauguration of what?
It's a ribbon cutting. So it's the water is now available. So because we have to take less water from the Carmel River. This is the start, but the solution to make the difference is just to expand this a little more. And they want to do that. So once we do that, we don't need the desal plant.
Entonces, ¿cómo afecta eso a ti, a las familias? Porque tienen que pagar menos en su cuenta. ¿Cómo afecta eso a ti, por ejemplo, como residente de la Bahía de Monterrey?
Sí, es más económico. The desalination plant va a resultar en los biles de agua a subir bastante, doblar. Este desalination plant va a doblar la cuenta de agua. Y ahora tenemos la más cara, las cuentas de agua más caro en California, aquí en Monterey y Seaside. Ahora, familias no pueden pagar para cuentas que van a doblar. No es terrible.
Hablemos de no familia, sino tu experiencia. Tú eres padre de familia. ¿Cómo te afectaría a ti si la planta desalinizadora se instala aquí en la bahía?
Esta planta va a destruir nuestra bahía. Esta bahía es precioso. Hay muchos animales que viven en la bahía. Esta planta va a dump toxins in the bay.
Arrojar toxinas en la bahía.
Esta planta va a arrojar toxinas en la bahía.
What do you believe in this project?
Well, it's the solution to the water problem. I mean, so I'm gonna take it as advocate, you know.
Okay. Entonces, háblame en español.
Sí.
¿Por qué es la solución?
Porque la solución es el problema que es la solución. Este proyecto es la solución para resolver el problema de agua aquí en Monterey y Seaside.
We got a little
Recycled water project.
idea here.
It's such an amazing,
Save our
such a
climate,
gift to our community.
save our
We
coast,
really wanted to say
Pure Water
thank you to Pure Water
Monterey.
Monterey. And we also wanted to
First
point
step.
out the incredible difference between the project. We also wanted to point out the difference between CalAM's desal, which they're forcing on this community, and expanding this project, which is the logical and obvious thing to do for $190 million.
Is it just the cost of the project that is the significance here?
No, the cost comparison is the $1.2 billion for CalAM's desal to the $190 million for this expanding this recycled water project. But the environmental cost is huge. CalAM wants to draw 16,000 acre-feet of water annually out of the Slogans Valley groundwater basin. That's an overdrafted basin. They'll never be able to do it, but the farther they go, they keep trying to get around the law. They have no water rights to that groundwater. It's not ocean water. They're taking it all out of a groundwater basin. And that is a big problem for Marina.
With the desal plant.
With the desal plant.
Would actually take the water
yes,
out.
They'll take the water out of the desal plant, for the desal out of the groundwater basin. And that will cause seawater intrusion from Marina's water supply and basically destroy it. So Marina has just been up in arms over this forever because they can't afford to lose their water supply. And then environmentally, it destroys about 7 acres of dunes along Marina's coast there. It threatens sensitive environmental habitat that's protected. It discharges 8 million gallons a day of brine in the sanctuary. And there's no end to what the damage this thing will do, really.
Well, if expanding the recycling plant is cheaper and environmentally better, then why aren't they doing it?
Because CalAM stands to profit massively from the desal plant and not from the recycled water expansion.
How so?
$123 million over 30 years. That's what CalAM stands to make on the desal project in profit. So they don't, that's their profit margin. This is a for-profit company. Everything they do.
No, I understand that, but how do they get that increased water rates? How do they do it?
Yeah, they will put the cost of this desal plant on our water bills, and they have said it will basically double our water bills. So if you've got a $200 water bill right now, get ready for a really big increase if this goes through. We're hoping to stop this at the Coastal Commission because the CPUC green-lighted this, rubber stamped it, but they always do that with CalAM. And that's the problem. There was no regulatory oversight on CalAM. No one holds them accountable because the CPUC does not hold them accountable.
Do you have, I mean, in order to recycle water, you have to have water. Do you have the additional water to recycle?
Yes, Monterey One has a lot of water that's been, because we started consuming so much water, they don't need to treat as much waste, so they've got extra capacity, which is what started the whole idea for the recycling project 5 years ago. So they've got right now 6,000 to 8,000 acre feet going out into the bay just as wastewater discharge after it's treated, and they'll be tapping that, and they have contractual rights to all the water they need to expand this.
Now, and I have to ask you this, if you're successful and you get an opportunity to purchase CalAM, wouldn't the cost of the desal plant also increase the price you have to pay?
Well, yes, and I think that's CalAM's whole agenda, to try to make the desal project go so that the buyout would cost so much. It won't stop the buyout, but it's just going to cost the ratepayers a fortune, so that when they actually are bought out, they get all this extra money for something we don't need.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, Tom.
Okay, 6 in the morning, I think we're going to
great, yeah.
Can I have her this way just so we can get some light on her?
Yeah, perfect.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
I'll show you what the problem is. So this is a graph of our water demand over 20 years. This is where Cal-Am is building. I'll move for you in just a sec.
Okay.
I promise. This is where Cal-Am is building the supply for.
Okay.
This is where.
Oh, wow.
So I'm building for this.
Right.
So this project right now.
Great, thank
This
you.
project right now is scheduled over 30 years to cost $1.2 billion. We get to pay for that. So we don't need it. Why would we want it? The idea is we want the expansion of this at $190 million instead.
Right.
Plus, there's a lot of environmental impact.
And that's over. I was gonna say I did actually take a look at. I don't know if it was this. I don't know, it was some information that was given me. Yes, it looked actually more like this.
Yeah, that was, I
okay,
saw that too.
Perfect. Yeah, no, I thought that was kind of, and I don't know, I was reading through it and I was like, well, it makes way more sense.
It makes way more sense, and the only problem is that Cal-Am cannot be stopped except by the Coastal Commission. No one can control Cal-Am.
That's interesting.
No one in this whole county can control Cal-Am. The CPUC gave them the green light, and now they're in the midst of the Coastal Commission.
Okay, and that's what you guys are doing today,
No,
essentially?
today we're just showing appreciation for this great project.
Okay.
When you go in, you'll see it's an amazing project.
Right.
State-of-the-art stuff. And expanding this makes so much more sense than doing this crazy design project. We'll take this right now. First, we'll have overdrafts that come over. Then they overdraft the Seaside Basin, which is now adjudicated. Now they're after Marina's, the Salinas Valley Groundwater Basin. These guys are water thieves.
Right.
They just keep doing it. And Marina's, that's why Marina has been up in arms. It's like they're going to they will cause seawater intrusion and destroy Marina's groundwater, so they have no water supply. And then they'll force them out of business. Their water district and force them to buy expensive water from Canada.
Right. So, I mean, is there any plan anytime soon to go to the Coastal Commission with this?
Yes, November 14th.
Okay.
That's why this is all gearing up. But this project was ready to go.
Right.
It's just been delayed for a year. But next month it goes in. It starts producing 3,500 acre feet.
Oh wow, that's great. Okay, awesome. Thank you so much.
I know it's a lot. Believe me, there are many elected officials who will be in there today that don't know what I just told you. It's so complicated.
I was going to say, I was reading through as much as I could before we came here, and so, but I mean, at the same time, it's better just to talk to somebody who knows about it. And then
I need to have a conversation with Lawton so that he's up to speed. Because Cal-Am, unfortunately, is notorious for lying. And it's a real problem. I mean, during
I think
the
you kind of
election,
get a lot of that with big companies too.
Yeah, but they're one of the worst things. They will twist the truth in ways that only $500 an hour lawyers know how to do.
And I'm just curious, I mean, has Cal-Am always been, I guess, the leading industry in this area?
We've been the owner of the water supply system here since 1966.
Okay.
So our water shortage is really on them. They are been responsible. So because there was a big drought and Cal-Am had not come up with any new water, the Water Management District was formed to try to find a new water supply. And they have worked in conjunction with Monterey One Water to produce the Pure Water Monterey project, which is the largest new water supply we've had in 50 years and more. 3,500 acre feet is almost a third, is more than a third actually. Melodie, Chrislock, MELODIE, CHRISLOCK.
And then your title, please.
Director of Public Water Net. So this water project, the Pure Water Monterey project, is the largest new water supply we've had in more than 50 years. 3,500 acre feet, which is more than a third of what the peninsula uses in a year. So this is a huge breakthrough. And it's very close to being enough water to actually meet our current demand. So if we were to expand the Pure Water Monterey project, which is what Public Water Now and a lot of this community want to do, we would have enough water for 40 to 50 years of growth. So that, and we would have it at a cost of $190 million over 30 years compared to CalAm's desal at $1.2 billion over 30 years. So what community would not choose the expansion of this existing project as opposed to an experimental, environmentally damaging and outrageously expensive desal?
I was going to say, because that's coming out of, you know, taxpayers' dollars.
No, it's actually coming out of ratepayers' dollars. It goes right on your water bill. That $1.2 billion ends up on your water bill. Thank you, CPUC, the way they regulate things.
And some of this too is really just environmentally harmful on CalAm's part. Can you explain the difference of what Pure Ones would be versus what CalAm is?
Pure Water Monterey actually has no environmental impact. It cleans up the water that's now going to the bay. But the desal plant, on the other hand, and the energy use is tiny. Pure Water Monterey, the expansion would use 45 megawatt hours of energy in a whole year. CalAm's desal plant, 38,000 megawatt hours in a year. Huge difference. And all the energy to power Pure Water Monterey comes from landfill gas, right here. They contracted for the gas, the methane gas from the landfill power. So they're not going to need to use hardly any PG&E at all. But CalAm has got to figure out what they're going to use.
And this would be more than enough water for the people on the peninsula, correct?
More than enough. Because even if you double the highest growth rate of water use before the moratorium was 16.5 acre-feet a year. If you double that, and that was 10 years ago, 20 years ago, between 20 and 10 years ago, if you double that, you come out with 40 to 50 years of water for growth. So there are still people arguing this isn't enough water. It's just, they're not looking at the facts. The Water Management District just put out a whole report on supply and demand that's current and looks at all of the numbers in history and what the current demand is and then what the future, and projects the future demand. And that's where it's 40 to 50 years if you double that rate. And I don't know if the peninsula can even double it, because back then water was a lot cheaper. Land was a lot cheaper to build than things. So, we'll be doing good if we can use Pure Water Monterey's expansion water in 40 years.
And so what else will, going towards Pure Water Monterey, if, you guys were able to, be CalAm and get, this started up, what does that mean for the people?
If we can stop CalAm, and everyone in this community needs to understand that if we don't stop CalAm, we have no future choices. If they build this desal plant, we can't build a regional desal plant later, and we are stuck with $1.2 billion for water we won't need for 300 years. So this is a bad idea. Everybody needs to get on board and understand this. You can go to publicwaternow.org and find out more. But if we can stop it at the Coastal Commission, then we have options like the Pure Water Monterey expansion, which is the obvious and ideal project for now. Maybe later, 20 years from now, plan a regional desal plant. But desal is highly overrated. It's very expensive water. And the Coastal Commission is not even that excited about it anymore. The state of California is going more with recycled water. They want to see all the recycled systems maxed out before we go to these expensive desal plants. Because right now, well, they gave, Lawrence Livermore? They gave him $100 million to do research on trying to lower the cost of desal because it's so expensive. But that's expensive. When they say expensive desal, they're talking about $2,000 an acre foot. CalAm's water is going to be $6,000 to $8,000 an acre foot. This is just unbelievable expense.
And two, you also had told me a little bit earlier that, CalAm's already kind of ruined a couple, water spots already, correct?
Well, CalAm overdrafted the Carmel River. then they started using the Seaside Basin. They overdrafted that. Now it's adjudicated. Now, and there's a cease and desist order on the Carmel River, which is what has to be met by December 2021. And now they're going after Marina's groundwater. So there's a pattern here that doesn't look good. And they have no water rights to the groundwater in Marina. If anyone thinks this is an ocean desal, most people think that a desal plant draws water from the ocean. This desal plant does not. It draws it from a groundwater basin to which it has no water rights. Big problem. I don't even know how this project got this far. CalAm keeps dreaming that they're somehow going to get water rights in an overdrafted basin, which is not possible. So what this actually does is draw groundwater and then sucks in seawater from off the coast, creating seawater intrusion in the groundwater basin and destroying the drinkable groundwater that's there now, which is why Marina can't let this happen, because Marina Coast Water District relies on that water for the population. So that's a giant problem. And then environmentally, this project, CalAm's desal creates, thank you to the trucks. CalAm's desal creates 250 times more greenhouse gas than the expansion of Pure Water Monterey. So if we care about the climate, we need to take that seriously.
Which, I mean, that's been huge in the news lately. I mean, climate change has been a big issue.
Yeah, so why are we building a desal plant that's going to use all that energy and create so much greenhouse gas? I think it's 250,000 metric tons of CO2 in 30 years. And Pure Water Monterey's expansion is 34 metric tons in 30 years.
So when are they looking to potentially start this up?
Well, the Pure Water Monterey project starts producing the water in November. I think they said November 20th. And then the expansion has been in the process, the environmental review process. But right now what's happening is CalAm is refusing to sign a water purchase agreement for the expansion, which is another 2,250 acre feet. So literally CalAm is holding the expansion hostage. So if CalAm can be stopped from doing the desal, they will have to buy the water from the expansion.
And so what are the steps right now that you guys are taking to make that happen?
We're talking to the Coastal Commission and making sure that they understand what our community's attitude is toward this and what is at risk here and what we're going to have to pay. Excuse me, because typically this whole process has gone on without any of the ratepayers' input. We're the ones that have to pay for this $1.2 billion boondoggle. I mean, it is iconic. It is the $1 billion boondoggle. It's amazing. And no one's been asking the ratepayers, like, wait, do you want this project? Do you want this on your bills? Excuse me. So we want to see if we can stop it at the Coastal Commission, and that really is our last chance to stop it. Other than court cases, which I'm sure would ensue if we can't stop it at the Coastal Commission. But for the public, this is the time to write to the Coastal Commission, to show up at the Coastal Commission meeting on November 14th in Half Moon. It's in Half Moon Bay. It's about it's a bit of a drive, but we are going to take buses up there. So if you want to go and you want to get on a bus with us, just go to the website publicwaternow.org and we'll take your name and keep in touch. So, I mean, really, we don't need this desal plant. It's clear that if anyone looked at the facts, the expansion of Pure Water Monterey will give us enough water for 40 to 50 years of development and growth, and at a fraction of the economic and environmental cost.
And I also want to double check, make sure I have this correct. Who did the study for this, to like do the research and look into all of this? Was this Pure One?
Monterey One Water it was our waste. It's our waste treatment agency with a new name, Monterey One Water. So it's their baby, along with they developed it along with the Water Management District. And it's amazing to see what a public agency working in the benefit of the public can do compared to a for-profit private corporation who's just looking at their bottom line and their shareholders' benefit. There's no comparison. This is one place where you don't want private ownership of water.
So what's everybody doing out here out front, rallying for? What's going on?
Even the trucks are celebrating. We're celebrating Pure Water Monterey. It's such an amazing project. I mean, it's come so close to actually solving our water supply problem. Just a little more with the expansion will completely solve our water supply problem. We won't need the desal. So we're just so grateful to these guys for doing this. I mean, quietly behind the scenes, while Cal-Am is saying, we're going to build this and we're going to build that. These guys are just doing it. Now it's done. And so for the people that think that public agencies can't manage water, I think this is a great example of the fact that they manage it much better than a private corporation.
And how new is Pure Water Monterey?
Well, they've been working on it for 5 years. But the technology is not new. It's been used in other California cities and across the country. If you've been to Disneyland, you've been drinking recycled water. They've added another step. They've added ozone to the traditional purification process. So once you see, I encourage everyone to take the tour when they start offering it again publicly, but when you see the process this water goes through and taste it at the end, it's unbelievable how thorough the filtration and let's see if I can remember their steps. It starts with ozone, membrane filtration, reverse osmosis, and hydrogen peroxide. They basically zap it with hydrogen peroxide and ultraviolet light. So those 4 steps create very clean water. It's so clean, it meets drinking water standards before they inject it into the seaside basin. And it's thought that it will definitely improve the groundwater in the seaside basin. So it's a win-win situation.
And so there's a ribbon cutting going on today too, correct?
Yes, the ribbon cutting happens at noon.
And so what can you just repeat for us, like what's that introducing today?
I'm sorry, what?
Can you repeat what the ribbon cutting is introducing?
The ribbon cutting is introducing the Pure Water Monterey project, which is Monterey One Water and the Water Management District's project. And it will create 3,500 acre-feet of potable water that is injected into the seaside basin for about 10 months and then drawn out by Cal-Am and delivered to our taps.
I guess, just curious, is there anything you're looking forward to today?
Well, I'm not sure what to expect. I've been on a tour a number of times, so I know the project well. But I'm always interested to see how elected officials that haven't really been following it react to it. So that'll be interesting.
I was going to say, I mean, there's a great group that's turned out this morning. How does it make you feel seeing how many people are really passionate about this?
Oh, we know how many people. I get the emails. I know how many people are passionate about this. People want to see this project expanded, and they don't want to see Cal-Am's desal. They don't want to see it on their waterways. They don't want to see it ruining their environment. So people are very passionate about this. If you want more information, go to Public Water Now's website, and there's plenty there. There's contact information there. If you want to go to the Coastal Commission and make your voice heard, you can join us, and we can show you how to do that. And I think this whole community just needs to come together and say no to Cal-Am's desal and yes to the expansion of Pure Water.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Melodie. I appreciate your time.
Sure. Come on and eat.
Honk honk.
There's a guy
Awful lot of people, awful lot of signs. I love it.
They live in San Jose. They come in.
Oh, good job, you folks. Kidding me?
Cal-Am, go away, Pure Water Monterey. 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 Cal-Am, go away, Pure Water Monterey.
Love it, I love it. Monterey.
Pure Water Monterey. Cal-Am, go away, Pure Water Monterey. Cal-Am, go away, Pure Water Monterey.
Yeah. Great job, folks. Shadow. Sweet. Thank you.
You're on the list.
Yeah.
Because you're in.
I have that weird one.
That's Wes's photography.
So cool, man. Look at this. Super huge. Yeah. I've actually walked around, paced it. Right on, folks. So